My name is John, and I have an update and some prayer requests for you today. This past Sunday, I got to visit Melmo Mission Covenant Church near Wetaskiwin. I shared a message from 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and chapter 6, and we were reminded that our role as followers of Jesus is to be ambassadors of Christ and partners with God. So later in chapter 6, Paul begins to list the hardships he's endured, and then he writes this very curious statement in verse 7 of chapter 6. I'll read it from the New Living Translation. It says this: "We faithfully preach the truth. God's power is working in us. We use the weapons of righteousness in the right hand and for attack and the left hand for defense." Now, I'd love to hear from you what you think Paul meant by weapons of righteousness. Read over chapter 6, get the context, and then make your comments below or send me an email. Hey, this week, a few high school students from my home church in Breton were at my house. Now, we watched the Bible Story podcast together and had a conversation around the questions in the discussion episode. Now, a key ingredient to discipleship is connection and belonging. It's one thing to read discipleship material or listen to it, but there's so much more benefit when we connect and grow with others. I think that connection and discipleship go hand in hand. In fact, I don't think that discipleship can happen as Jesus taught when we go it alone. So please, pray for teens that they will be well connected in their discipleship journey and that they will be blessed and grow as a result. Finally, would you pray for youth leaders at local churches? Their investment in kids today is critically important, and the list of challenges for teens is long, making their time mentoring youth critical to youth. Pray for their spiritual well-being, pray for strong relationships with youth and wisdom as they mentor. Well, coming up in a few weeks at Covenant Bay is The Challenge, a youth retreat for youth in grades 9 to 12. We got some big topics that will be addressed at this event, including why it is so hard to be a follower of Christ. So be sure to encourage teens in your life to attend and pray that it will be a great weekend for them to connect with friends and be encouraged in their relationship with Jesus. Friends, thank you for praying with me today. It is so important that we lift up our young people in prayer, along with the many mentors that they have. I say this every week because it is true and important to remember. There's no ministry apart from Christ. Pray with urgency and expectation. I'll chat with you next week.